Other four Masanso Bamunchen our Ghana to go for Ghana or say ye atadri ate then the just a good news case pan and if you amanone every bread Ghana for Ghana in your international recognition or for my call na yanko jisan same when you nanchim our Ghanatube name this year.
So the International Vaccine Institute has a long history of collaboration with Ghana. We have been working with KNUST in Kumasi for over a decade, developing information around the burden of two diseases in particular, typhoid fever and invasive non-typhoidal salmonella, which is a cousin of the typhoid germ. We've also been working more recently with a new type of vaccine that prevents typhoid fever, and that has been an ongoing project funded by the European Union in very close collaboration with KNUST. And then even more recently, some work that we've been doing to strengthen the ability of Ghana to participate in testing of new vaccines against Lassa fever, and then even more recently, vaccines against cervical cancer, what we call human papillomavirus. This is in addition to ongoing work with the National Vaccine Institute of Ghana to strengthen the ability of Ghanaian researchers to participate effectively in the development of new vaccines, not only for typhoid or human papillomavirus, but for diseases that are very prevalent in Ghana. We know that vaccines are the most cost-effective form of prevention, and we think that Ghana, with its strong scientific capabilities, with the strength of its health services, is uniquely positioned in West Africa to begin to be able to develop the capabilities to sustain manufacturing of vaccines and drugs to prevent and treat infectious diseases.
Other for Ghana also ya take the chess Ghana recognition, international recognition with China for this year. Another for caption Kasiaba Beto, Mamenkanga Krana T in Seminar Ekosono. Yes, Ghana uniquely positioned to sustain vaccine production. That is International Vaccine Institute. Almost the International Vaccine Institute has reaffirmed its support for Ghana's vaccine ambitions. Director General Dr. Jerome H. Kim, that is a Chinese Director General of China, says Ghana's strong institutions and growing health infrastructure uniquely position it to sustain vaccine production and enhance global health security. Or for OCA, Ghana for just a health sector in Yapomudi eba be very strong. Just China for or for eso ya sene as see an Yapomudi yanka say ba produce yanka say vaccine na just say Yapomudi na ade nyina no akoye kama or for we international recognition China for no meso ye mu a omo ba be just say omo de odoba be bo odomu e Ghana as West Africa, the whole Africa nya West Africa no mutumi ba Ghana for no meso ye mu say Jesse Mbabe Boy and Yang say to me produce a vaccine, not just a bia ya pomodin to me a coup and kind years and a bear menewo ya hobeton or four. When the international recognition that Jesse Ghana from China, Miss Medina, Ebro Ghanatube, where Ministry of Health for Jesse. O say ye atadri Ghana for your children, or for my call, na young cotia, and some so na sambra bibsia.
So the International Vaccine Institute has a long history of collaboration with Ghana. We have been working with KNUST in Kumasi for over a decade.
Chese omosi omuni Ghana for KNUST hospital no and I said KNUST school no omuni omabu juma ye pan for more than 10 years now for when chese Ghana for atadri ate den pa in our health sector chese Ghana ni aje
the pharmaceutical help.
China ni kasa na chese o say yanka say health minister no so kwabna minta kando so odi nenu mu nsem atujoro for man ko ni ko ti yanka say health minister no so ni embassy sia o Ghanatube so.
It is our expectation that Ghana becomes the pharmaceutical hub within the South. And by the grace of God, we have very strong institutions in the country that can help us to do that. our FDA, very strong at maturity level 3, in some cases on our way to maturity level 4, and our vaccine institute. And fortunately enough, some of the local manufacturers have also positioned themselves well to be able to do local production. It is not, just as you said, it's not about, we are not waiting for pandemic before we act. And I cannot forget this when, during the COVID outbreak, that countries looked straight into our eyes and told us that they were not going to allow any export of vaccines from their country until they finish serving their people. I think it is enough to learn from. And so we are putting every frantic effort possible to make sure that we get to where we are going. At the moment, Ghana will be transitioning from Gavi very soon. And so we have a clear roadmap to transition. And as part of the roadmap to transition, we should be able to manufacture some of the vaccines in the country. So forging with you is a strategic partnership we need. We don't want, we need. As I can assure you of any assistance that needs to put in place, whether the Ministry of Foreign Affairs or the President himself, to study and make sure that we have done the internal ratification to be able to have a very strong bond and work structurally with the National Vaccine Institute.
Other format in seminar Yankasa, your health minister, a Kwabna Minta Kando, a kind and caption Kakra, mine kind 19 seminar, a Yankasa, your health minister, Kwabna Minta Kando, or the two Jano, a black China new director, a Cassiapan or non so a Kim, or no so Kasa, another 4. Yes, Ghana can lead Africa's pharmaceutical sector. Yes, Ghana can lead Africa's pharmaceutical sector. Yes, Ghana has seen a bit me lead Yankasi the whole Africa. Pharmaceutical sector, a bit me lead Ghana. Yes, we see yet then the 4. And I say Health Minister Kwabna Minta Kando says Ghana's strong institutions and regulatory systems position it to become Africa's pharmaceutical hub. With strategic partnerships and investment, he believes the country can drive vaccine development and drug manufacturing. Just in Yankasano, Kwabna Minta Kando Kasano, so or GDA pan or Ghana health system, no just say, or more check. Say, Evans CBA, Drian D, Bibia ko ye and FDA phone or say, or GDA pan or mu. Na enchen Ghana, which may lead the whole Africa, the pharmaceutical sector, no just say Ghana, or say ya tadu ya tedene, when you're breaking news case ya Ghana. Any China for a boom why chese bibia beko yama Ghana for ameno ye ho beto for way ene nsema idija social media so am so begin nyina brew e wo Ghana chigo for aha and I'm bidding in a base, mamma review like no subscribe no share. No my notification bell so I'm send a bear. I bring a BB or pay content. I will air on a meno Casanuan and Tempa. No, I should wait for aha and I made in semi in a busy. Macramun in a midamunas.